Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Power is an aphrodisiac to women. This podcast is sponsored by X-Wolf Testosterone Builder. Gentlemen, are you struggling in the body, sex, or mental game? Need to keep pace with multiple women? There is an answer for you. X Labs presents a proven line of products to help in those areas. Our X-Wolf Testosterone Booster aids in intense workouts in the gym and in the bedroom. Increased blood flow and a heightened libido are just a few of the many benefits. X-Wolf contains all natural ingredients that have been used in Eastern medicine for centuries. All products come with a 30-day free trial and free standard shipping. Click the link below in the description box to find out more. Quantities are limited. Make a select choice, unleash your inner wolf, and lead the pack today. Yeah, power. Now, mostly I'm known for body game, right? I'm known for body game and talking about turning on a woman from, just that pure physical thing. And the reason why is honestly probably the simplest way to do so. And easiest, and anyone can obtain that, or at least to the degree where they can at least sexually stimulate a woman who's compatible with them, right? But let's be real now. Let's be real. A lot of guys, they can hit the gym all the time, and I've heard accounts of guys hitting the gym and they saying nothing's really changed, because honestly, with the body game, a lot of it is basically either just being physically strong anyway, which turns on women, or having the right aesthetic, one or the other, looking strong or just having a stimulating aesthetic, right? But, and there's some other things, having charisma, having that masculinity, right? But one thing that turns women on is that power. Like, how often have we seen like that very attractive woman? I just talked about dimes. That dime, very beautiful one, with a guy who looked like he don't go near the gym. He might have extra weight on him. He might be facially challenged, but that woman's into him. And like when I say into him, you look at him and it's just like, you look at the couple and it's like her body language, everything suggests, oh yeah, he tearing it up, all right? And people say, well, what is it? What is it? And, naturally people think, well, maybe he got money or something. But let me give y'all a trick with the money thing. When women deal with a guy strictly for money, strictly for money, like they on some gold digger or something thing, their body language will show the truth. They will only have sex with them a certain amount of times just to keep the money flowing. But you would take one look at them and feel like, oh, they ain't there. But what that guy might have, if the woman is into him, and it's not even a sex skill, but power itself turns a woman on. Understand, now on a deep basis, what does a sperm bring to the egg? Power. Medical science has shown that when that sperm hits that egg, there's a spark. They've tracked this, but that's power. So it starts from there. So, and that's one thing that women on a deeper basis look for from a man. See, women are magnetic. They're supposed to draw a man to them. But the man is supposed to be electric. What's electricity? Power, right? And so when a man has power, that turns a woman on. Now, as far as the money thing, I'm going to be real. Most men with money, well, money can play a limited degree, but mostly as a tool to turn women on. Because what would have to happen in that case, that man would have to be in a place where he can make things happen, where he can literally create a certain type of life for. He has the power to create that life. He has the power. And for a man to have that level of power, the starting price tag is not even six figures, it's $1 million. The starting price tag is $1 million for a man to create that level of power, right? And even then, it's still a tool. Because then, if he got enough money, he can navigate life. He can keep bills paid, have the nice house, car, and all of that stuff, right? And plus, if he's using money right and have the mentality to even make that money, that means he has a certain willpower, a certain drive, and everything. And that's that's one of the turn ons to women. But let's be real. A lot of people might not have it, but then you get some men out there, they still got that power anyway. It's not necessarily the money, but it's just what they do. They can make things happen. They can make it happen. They can create something. Like a woman deals with them and it's like, well, wait a minute, this dude is making everything peaceful. That's a power right there. It could be a blue collar cat with that type of power. He's making he's making money and stuff, but then the woman he's dealing with, you know what? She ain't worried about food. He can make it happen. Something comes up, he can take care of it. That's power. That's power right there. Can that man create an environment? Understand something. The very nature of man is to create order, to create an environment, to impose his will on his environment, starting with just where he lives. He's supposed to. A man's supposed to do that. He's supposed to create that within his boundary. He has power. He is the God of his boundary. He creates it. He's supposed to. Notice I said he's supposed to. A lot of men don't have that, And see that power to create his life, to navigate to his life, to move with authority through the world. Just in how he walk. And like I said, he could be on what people would see as a low status job, but he moves with authority. He has knowledge. And there's so many things that go with that power. Like just means sometimes a man, he can just speak on something with a certain level of authority that women are turned on by because it's a power. He knows it, or a man who has that level of charisma where he can influence people to do things in his favor. He can convince them. That's power right there. He can make it happen. That's power. And that'll turn on a woman. Because I'm going to tell you what. All right, say a guy is real handsome, got the killer body, might even have some style. But if he has something in him that causes him to be subservient to a woman or not being able to make things happen and get it done, she's turned off. Now, she might deal with him for a bit because, he look a certain way and that turned her on a bit. But ultimately, and she might not be able to point it out at first. She might be like, what's going on with him? But you get that guy who can say, look, let me go get this money. I'm doing this. I can make this happen. Something come up. He can deal with it. Boom. Because the power is manifested by a man in myriad ways. Even the same man. Yeah, he could have some money, but then he could also have that power. Like if somebody stepped to her or him and in a bad way, if necessary, he can raise his fist and deal with them. That's power too. That's a pure physical power. There's a mental power. Can he make things happen? Can he influence? Can he create an environment? Can he get things done? That's power right there. And when women are around it, they feel it. Even if I'm gonna tell you what. See, one thing about women, yes, they're visual. Let's just get that out the way. They visual. They really just as visual as men. And in fact, all their organs, all their senses are really heightened to an extent, right? But the main thing about them is they feel. And so when a man moves, think a man of power. First of all, he walks with power and authority. Women see that. When he looks at him, she can sense the power lurking behind his eyes. When you look at a woman and you have power, that actually comes out in your eyes. They can feel it. You can so much as shake her hand, she can feel it. And she starts getting wet because she's feeling the power. She's feeling electricity. She's feeling the man just having that vitality is power. That turns her on. That's an aphrodisiac. And really, the only thing that can get past not looking like a fashion model or, some fitness model. But if you just have that power, that drives. And that's usually the case when you get men who don't fit the stereotype, 6'4", muscular and all of that. Because I knew of a man who was 5 feet tall and he ran over women, but that dude just moved with authority. The woman who told me about him said if he wanted, she would have gave him some, even though this man was older and shorter than him. But it's about power. That's one thing. If you really, I'm going to tell you something now. That's a secret of many men who got women like crazy. Even if the dude looks average, it's power. And that's the one thing any man can work to develop. Any man. Because it's an aphrodisiac to women. Think on this. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace.